Thank you, sir. Um my association with ARC has started in Mumbai 2016, and this is my fourth conference attending. And the reason why I say that is we've heard a lot of talks on Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, right? And the first question that came to mind is where are we in the spectrum of this generation that we are referring to, and how do we stay relevant, right? It's a very important question across the board. And how do we practically transform and travel through the journey to ensure that we take this from the generation silent to the generation Z that we're talking about. So the question was first, where do we stand and where are we? And in this room, I'm sure we have the complete spectrum from generation silent to generation Z, hopefully. And our approach to our solution is very much involved with these steps where we are, right? And before we ever arrive at a solution, it's important to understand the current state, current context, and current people that we are dealing with, right? Because without which we probably will be completely losing the context, right? And going to the India context, that is, what are the challenges and what are the solutions? Chairman has put together a list of challenges that we have and the potential solutions that we are going towards, right? One of the primary challenges that we have is government taxation. We're talking about 28% GST, not on the GGR, but on the handle, the entire betting handle. So that's quite significant. So the math does not work for the punters very effectively, right? And also there is TDS, which is tax deducted at source, which further taxes on winnings. So this, along with other challenges of low liquidity where each club is operating independent totes, and then we have increasing operational costs, and also the innovation taking backseat for the obvious reasons that funding has to be done as well. It's a continuous effort. So these are the major limiting factors that today we have as a challenge, right? And in terms of and why are these? What are the missing link of these things? Okay, and as mentioned, all turf clubs have come together under the leadership of Turf Authority of India, and we have taken a step towards trying to solve the problems and staying in context, right? And what is missing? One, trust. That is government trusting the turf authorities and the horse racing itself, right? So trust among stakeholders, government, and then unification and unified strategy and unification of systems. And staying relevant to the age of Gen Z, starting from where we are and where we want to head to. Okay? And how are we addressing the issue of trust, unification, and relevance is in terms of technology. How do we adopt technology that can take us from where we are to where we want to go to? And these problems, because I've been traveling quite a bit globally, and all race clubs have similar problems. Again, different governments are there, but in terms of a common issues, not too different, right? The way I see it. Again, I'm sure everybody has seen these terms and technologies: blockchain, Web3, cryptography. Again, we omitted cryptocurrency here for a reason, because cryptocurrency, at least in terms of India, it's not regulated, and we can't immediately jump onto the bandwagon of cryptocurrency because we all work under a regulated government and regulated industry. So cryptocurrency at this point is not our primary focus. So blockchain, Web3, and cryptography, how are they relevant to our current state? Very important to understand and adopt this in a very realistic way. So in terms of what they bring to the table, okay, and how are these technologies relevant to us? Blockchain, what it does in a very simplistic, non-technical way is it brings trust as part of the protocol. Okay, you don't have to trust your partner, but the technology brings that trust to you. Okay, that's the fundamental basis of using or adopting blockchain as a technology, right? Next is Web3. What does it do? It gives control back to the players. That is, it could be clubs, it could be players. So rather than service providers, the control is back to the players. Right? And then cryptography, security, right? A very important factor in overall protecting our domain and protecting where we are and how securely we can go into the future. And in terms of under the leadership, as I mentioned, turf authorities of India, all clubs have joined forces to stay relevant and bring about the much needed change. And parallel effort is initiated to address the challenge. And one such big initiative is One Nation, One Tote. Okay? And a combined totalizator system across all clubs. In terms of, if I tell you, this is no more an imagination, this technologies is no more an imagination, but a reality today in India, where we are already live with two clubs, Madras Race Club and Mysore Race Club, are already live on a combined system with these technologies running in action. And in next 2 months, that is end of March, we will be completely working on all the clubs into this transformation. Yeah. And as I mentioned, we are proud to announce the first blockchain-based totalization system in action. Okay? And we have resolved the issues of performance in blockchains, because one of the stumbling blocks when blockchain is spoken about is, will it scale, right? And we have resolved that problem, and we have tested this for 120K transactions per second. Simply put, this can take the volume of all the transactions that can happen across all totalizator systems today. Okay? And this can be scaled. There is no hard limit. The only hardware is a limitation. Okay? This can be scaled across multiple cloud platforms or individual data centers. And today, the way we have in India, based on the regulations, we need to have all the data centers in the race clubs and not in the cloud. So we have a restriction which is a statewide subject, where each servers are to be stationed in the club and not in the cloud. So we were able to resolve that problem as well, where each of the data centers or servers are in the club. Okay? Excuse me. And in terms of protocols, we know bed-by-bed protocol, we have heard about that. ITSP is what is the current standard. File-based or voice-based. There are a lot of ways that punters can place bets, and the exchange of data between totes happen today. So the totalizator system that we have built is cross-platform and supports all these types of protocols as we speak. And it supports both public and private chain support. And the other very strong building block is digital, that is distributed digital identity. You have heard about building a digital identity, and these identities can be across not just the corporate, that is club, but your horses, all the assets that we are talking about which are relevant to us can have their own digital identity, which transforms ourselves into the next generation of metaverse, or whatever we're talking about, NFTs, metaverse. All this comes into play with these building blocks. And it's very important to have these as a starting point. And I'm proud to say that we in India have already started the journey. And this is applicable to everyone globally. Okay. And in terms of how does it translate to your players playing from their mobiles, desktops, web, kiosk, network-based betting, all the pool will be part of this network, trust network, and clubs will be joining into the network as with their own digital identity, a corporate digital identity. So they can join the pool. And currently, this is being implemented as I was mentioning about it. 2 clubs are already on, and the rest will be on as well as soon as next 2-3 months. Again, the whole concept was around how do we build smart solutions with the technologies that is already evolving and already present. And India, country of billion users, how do we tap into the market? And how do we ensure that the technology and platform is already ready to scale? So we are happy to say that we are already there solving KYC, AML, and responsible gambling solutions. And each of them have their challenges, but there is a solution to it. Okay, and we are already adopting those as we speak. And keeping it short, so thank you for the opportunity. And any questions, we are in the booth 19, so please come by and we will be able to answer any of the technical questions that you all have. Okay, thank you very much.